Hello, everybody. Welcome, everyone. A little Dirt Dog update here, trying to get the lighting correct here. There we go. See if that's any better. Yep. So I just want to give everyone a quick update. This is kind of the news we have been waiting for from local government officials, etc., local leagues, local tournaments. So it wasn't the great news that I was expecting. But we're still going to stay positive and work through the latest constraints, as well as scheduling, adding tournaments, that type of stuff. So, we have a lot of things going on, a lot of oars in the fire, as they say. So, in case anyone missed it, long story short, we were hoping to be kicking into things in June, as in like league play. We are looking at tournaments in June have been canceled pretty much across the board. There might be a couple that are sitting out there at the end of the month that have not canceled or postponed. So once again, keeping an eye on those. Everything else has pretty much been postponed is the key word we're going to use here. Some, like I said, some are trying to find dates in terms of pushing out to a different date in July or August, or even September. There's definitely a lot of coordination that has to happen around those dates. In terms of other tournaments that might already be scheduled those weekends, access to fields, be it college fields, on the baseball and on the softball side. So we'll continue to monitor that. So tournaments in June are canceled. On the baseball side, league play is looking to kick in the first weekend in July. And that's for the AAU side, that's for the elite side. So and once again, running from July to the end of August. All right, so that's the kind of the quick league update. From a practice standpoint, the date that's been kicked around, and once again, a lot of this is still not firmed up, but I just didn't want to hold people out there in terms of misleading or you guys making assumptions on your part. So basically, it looks like practices can kick in on June 15th is the date that is out there. Is that subject to change earlier? That's what we're looking at. I think, once again, everyone can look at the rules that were put down by the governor yesterday in terms of what people qualify for. I know fields and things will be open as of the 26th of May. So I think that was a date that we were looking at from a practice standpoint. So we're going to continue to work through the rest of these details into the end of this week and into the weekend. So right now, practices will happen between the 26th of May and the 15th of June, with 15th of June being something that's a little more kind of line in the sand type of date. In the same vein with that, we have kind of continued to work through a schedule here at the facility. We've also worked through a schedule on the field as well. We haven't posted it yet because, once again, we want to make sure these dates are firm before we actually get something out there. Some of the rules, once we do kick in, obviously the facility has been cleansed. We're going to continue to work through the government's details around what we need to continue to do. Social distancing, which is obviously going to be a big piece of it. Not touching your face like I just did there. So we're going to continue to work through all the details. If and when we do our practices indoors, we will be looking at having one team per structured hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. Whatever the final times are that we have. Once we get outside, there's rules that have been put down. There's rules that we're going to add as a facility for indoors and outdoors. I think once we get onto the fields, all coaches will have to wear masks. Players will have to use their own bats. and helmets, which in our case we're pretty all set there. We're going to take on some of the MLB rules that are out there. No seeds, water coolers. There'll be no public water coolers in the dugouts. Everyone's going to have their own water, detailed out with their names on it. Once we get to fields, we'll have designated areas for the kids to have their bags, along with their gloves, their bats. And in between innings, we expect them to put their stuff in that bag area. If the fields kind of let that happen, in other words, if we're kind of in a confined area, it might be a little tougher. If we're at like Randolph Field, there's obviously a lot of room behind those benches, et cetera. So we're going to work on the social distancing on the benches as well. We'll have our own rules wrapped around our coaches in terms of having coaches as well as all our staff here at the facility, as well as the rules going around out on fields, in terms of having temperatures taken. And the big thing is for everyone is we have to make sure that we are, and we're all in this together. We keep hearing it on every news station we put on, every sports station, but it's true. We are. We have some folks that have immune issues. We have, just some folks that are more susceptible. So once again, if our coaches aren't feeling well, we're asking them to stay home. We'll have people to cover it, practices, games, etc. And the same thing on the parent side. Once again, if a parent is not feeling well, let us know. Once again, if your son or daughter is not feeling well, once again, stay home. It's kind of going to be the marching order for everyone going forward. And once again, we just have to be diligent through all these these times. Obviously, seating at the facility here will be limited. When we do get going, parents want to just drop their child off at the door. That works. If you want to come in, we'll definitely have seating kind of spotty throughout the place. Once again, trying to create that distancing and trying to avoid, clusters. I guess is the key. So season, we're looking at this going obviously through July and August, and then we'll be sliding into September as well. So once again, looking at September as another time to kind of stretch things out. We have been in contact, and I think I've said it pretty much every call, with local programs. So we're going to be coordinating whether it's softball games during the week, baseball games during the week. We will have that availability. The good thing is that we do have access to fields. On the baseball side, you got Legion is not playing, so there'll be fields available from that perspective. And some softball leagues are currently pushing off either their spring season or their travel season or their the end of summer type season. So once again, fields should not be an issue. So in that vein, we should have field availability, and that's for weekday games as also for some weekend tournaments. So we're actually looking to maybe pull together some weekend tournaments with local programs. Once again, keeping them small, working into the social distancing. I think that's what's killing some of the tournaments currently is just the number of teams coming in, different rules wrapped around states. They can't. That some tournaments or some states are saying you can't have teams coming in from New Hampshire. I think right now we actually might be seen as the lepers in regards to maybe no one wants to play with anyone from Massachusetts, but that's because they're afraid we're going to kick their butts. But so it's those type of rules that we'll be looking at. So I think the idea of a smaller tournament, 3-team tournament, 4-team, 6-team, playing double headers and trying to limit the turnover of fields or the moving in of teams in and out of fields. So if we pull off double headers, 2 teams are there, boom, they wrap up their 2 games, move on, 2 other teams kind of come in. So once again, talking through that with a lot of the local programs and coming up with a lot of these great ideas here at the facility as well. So that's kind of the quick update. I know there's probably a little more. Things will come a little clearer as we get through this week. We'll probably shoot to either do another email to everyone or email or another live broadcast at the end of the week, just to get anyone up to speed on additional changes. We do have some Zoom meetings scheduled out there for softball coaches. I want to say right now and you haven't gotten the details yet, but it's going to be Thursday at 7, and then on the baseball side, we're going to be doing a Zoom meeting on Thursday at 6. And then as things become clearer, we'll be setting up Zoom meetings for each team as well. I know we've done it with the players. We'll set up a Zoom meeting for all our parents as well. Answer any concerns, questions, ideas, that you guys have as well. And we said it every call too is, send in questions now if you have any. Send in any concerns that you have. Send in any ideas that you guys have. Like I said, we're in this together. We're definitely going to make this season happen. And that hasn't changed. So, instead of wrapping up the end of July, now we're looking to wrap up the end of August. And if we can pull off some tournaments and some additional tournaments in September, so be it. All right, so that's kind of the quick state of the state. Some follow up on some of the videos we had last week. Great softball video with Speedy Gonzalez and the Rivera twins. Girls, if you haven't watched that, definitely tune into it. Once again, it kind of gives you that good idea of teammates and how important it is to obviously playing, being a good teammate, playing with folks that you kind of been playing with for a few years. These girls would play together for quite a long time, and just seeing the bond. That's the best thing about baseball and softball is the bonds that you build up. They're lifelong lessons, lifelong friends. So watch that. A little twist in there as well on the recruiting side. Kind of give you an idea of the mindset of these three girls. Everyone takes a different path, and it's interesting how they kind of get to those decisions. So everyone's going to have the similar decisions if they're looking to play at the college level, or even in selecting colleges. You don't necessarily have to play at that level either. And then what else? Oh, and then we had a great call with Joel Panera. Great guy, down to earth. He has kids that are currently, he had a great 13-year career, 100-plus wins on the mound. One of the tops in Puerto Rican baseball history. Like I said, just a great guy. He's got an older son who's looking to head into college, I don't think this year, but maybe next year, and also has two twin 11-year-olds. So great feedback from a baseball perspective, from a parenting perspective. Kind of covered everything. Like I said, just a great guy. And she actually showed a good pitch there as well. It's actually a sinker. Once again, a great pitch. So check it out. See how he throws it. I'm not going to tell you. For some folks that watched it, great, you're ahead of it. But once again, a good time to be working on a different pitch. He kind of talked about how important it is to have different pitches as well. So he was a guy that did not throw the ball hard, but he had multiple pitches, worked on his location, keeping batters off balance. Talked about certain ways of approaching players, pitching backwards. So he kind of explains all that in the video as well. So if you didn't see it live, definitely dive in and check it out now, as we're all looking to fill some time in our not so busy schedules. Parents, once again, let us know how we can help your sons or daughters. Some players are out there killing it in terms of conditioning videos, and etc. Working on their swings. I think every call that we went on with all the players, we kind of told them they should be swinging every day. They should be doing push-ups and sit-ups every day. They should be outside running, doing sprints, distance. I think right now no one's beaten Maddie Parrott. She banged out 7.1 miles in a workout last week. So that's the distance told to be beaten out there. But everyone should be throwing every day. pitchers should be working on their pitching. Once again, working on learning a new pitch, toning, fine-tuning some of your current pitches. And like I said, we hope to be ahead of the curve once we get on the fields, ahead of every other team, because I do feel like we've been working a lot harder than other squads out there. Pizza party standings on the videos. Kind of status quo right now. 14U Dolan on the softball team. They're still leading the pack. And then on the baseball side, 12U Diver squad still ahead. So I think there's 5 teams in the running there. There's probably 2 or 3 teams currently in the running on the softball side. But, so get the work in. Sad to say we have more time on our hands to do it. So those that have been slacking, you get a mulligan here because you have time to kind of catch up. But like I said, plan is to get onto the fields. In terms of reaching out to us as well for anything, let us know. We are not obviously open to the public. We will coordinate with families if they are unable to get outside. They don't have area to do so. Like I said, reach out to the facility, and we'll try and coordinate with you to get you in and have you get some hitting. Like I said, we'll do it family by family. And I think that's it. So we actually were trying to pull, I did see that religious facilities were opened as part of this first phase 1. I think they're open sliding into this weekend. So we tried to play, we still might do it. We're going to look into playing the religion card because I think we all believe that baseball and softball is a religion. So look for a little a funny Facebook video posted about that. So Alex, anything you want to jump in and add here? I think our goal is just to kind of get everyone updated from a standpoint of what we know today. And we'll continue to update you, as I said earlier, but that's kind of the state of the state of Dirt Dog, the state of the state. That's all screwed up.
You're getting better. Hi, boss. Hi to everybody. Yeah. And we just we're looking forward. I think I was watching now as a parent.
Yeah.
Basically, as a parent from the other side, watching what you had to say, because we were expecting something to happen this week with the governor talking and all that stuff. So, it's not the news that we were waiting for, but we're going to keep positive. We're going to keep positive. Like I said in my team Zoom meeting, maybe we're looking at a summer fall ball league, extending this to that. So, for me, it's good. We love baseball. We can have issues. I don't know. Do you know something? I think it's something we can share here. If you know something, I haven't heard nothing about other sports. Because maybe that's there
are no other sports. It's baseball and softball. That's all. No, I haven't heard. No, I think the good thing that we have going is we have instant social distancing once everyone steps onto a field. So I think the key is that they're trying to focus on those times where social distancing can be an issue, whether it's in the dugouts and things like that. So I'm not too sure. Once again, you think about it, they're opening the park. So that was kind of the date, yesterday I was hanging my hat on, of Tuesday being able to get down to the fields. We're going to continue to look at that and see if that is an option. So we haven't shut the door on that. I think the June 15th date is something more that is officially sanctioned, from like an AAU, from an elite, from local little leagues, those type of rules. And as you get into these parks, I think right now, I don't know if, and I could be, someone can correct me, but I don't think towns control. Actually, I think they do. I think towns still kind of control their local rules around their parks. Governor says the state is open to parks. And athletic fields and things like that, come Tuesday. So like I said, I'm going to continue to kind of monitor that side of things. Once again, if anyone out there, this is a time, if you guys are in the know or you guys have, or if you guys have any political friends out there, so be it. Get the info and let us know where the gray areas might be that we might be able to. I thought religion was a good way to go.
Yeah,
Baseball, football's religion. Bam. Dirt Dogs. It's a religious experience. It's a religious experience when you walk into Dirt Dogs.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? Yeah, just funny. Some of the decisions made out there don't make any sense. And sometimes it just comes down to, lobbying and political power. And, you get my brother's heavily involved in actually, I think he's vice president of the Holbrook Avon Gun Club, so NRA, the NRA had some, good financial pull somewhere, so maybe we'll put a gun range in. No, that's a bad idea.
we got Mike there. That's Mike saying hi and saying that phase 2 is unsanctioned. So that's Mike Guinea, and he's participating. So maybe we should have sent him a link and he can jump in.
So that's kind of that's the state. So that's once again, it wasn't what we were hoping for. Gyms. I guess that's another thing. You get gyms that aren't open, and you see some people down in New Jersey that are just kind of having people sign, waivers. And if you want to come into the gym, come into the gym, and it's cleansed. And I saw that on the news this morning. So I don't know. We'll play within the rules. But once again, if we'll play within and we'll work around. We'll just do what's right for everybody, and see how we continue to head down the right path there and get on the damn fields.
Hi to my friend from Florida travel team.
Okay,
they're always in contact.
Yep, they're good supporters.
They're always supporting. Freddie said he will text us. Hi, Freddie. How you doing, my man? Yeah, we'll get in contact with you.
So coaches out there listening, we'll send out a Zoom meeting. Parents, once again, be on the ready to jump on a call. Probably next week. If like I said, if anything changes over the next 5 days, you guys will be the first to know. If not right now, everyone enjoy Memorial Day. Enjoy the weekend. It's supposed to be nice weather. Continue to work. Videos, continue to send them in. It's supposed to be nice weather, so come on, let's go. Let's pummel Alex with videos. Right? And once again, focus on the skills and drills. Do a few things correctly. I want to see 5 perfect swings, or I want to see 5 perfect ground balls, or 5 perfect sit-ups. And we'll keep it going from what we can do. And there's Mike Gainey, the bald guy, saying he needs a haircut.
Sure.
Landscape
mode.
Yeah. All right.
I want to share, boss. I want to share something with you. I know you were in the call, but you were a little late. I think it's good that we share this with everybody. I had a Zoom meeting with my team, and it was kind of funny. I always go into the Zoom meetings, that I have been invited to other programs to do Zoom meetings and stuff, and I always catch something from the kids and stuff. And it was surprising for me, a little surprising for me, when I heard I think everybody on my team went ahead and said that they were bored.
Yep.
And that kind of stuck into me. That that little thing that I'm bored. I have not been bored. Trust me. I don't know where I'm going, but all the videos coming in, all the stuff we were doing, we're trying to keep updated everybody. I would love to see everybody get more involved with us. We really don't know, like you said, we don't know what's going on. We don't know if people like what we're doing.
Yeah.
We want to hear it. We want to get our Dirt Dogs involved. And if you don't want to go live, if you don't want to come on camera, just go ahead and send us an email, info@dirtdogsports.com, and get involved. I think it's good to get involved. That way you don't get bored. and we got a lot of stuff going on. We got
Yeah.
interviews. We got MLB players coming in, and
Yeah, that's a good point, Alex. So put it this way: if anyone is interested in jumping onto a call with one of the major league guys, the professional softball players, let us know. We'll have you come in. We'll have you jump in. We'll have you ask questions. And to jump back to what you said about being bored, I think the whole board side is you got to create your own plan. You can't let yourself get bored. You got plenty of time to do stuff, so you just got to get into a routine. So once again, for anyone that did not watch the interview with Joel Pinaro, and I think I'm saying his last name right.
yeah, that's good. Joel Pinedo.
Yeah, I just don't. My tongue doesn't roll. But once again, watch the video. He was so impressed, and this is the good thing. It's the stuff you never think you're going to be able to kind of sit down and talk to a major league ball player. If I go back 15 years, I never knew I'd be sitting there talking to Alex Santiago, the famous Hall of Famer. So as you get into this, you do kind of take some things for granted. At times you got to pinch me to realize that I'm sitting here talking to these guys. But Joel picked up on how he was so impressed, even at the major league level, by the routines that some of these ball players are getting into. So he talked about Ichiro. So once again, watch the video. He talks about how he was so impressed with Ichiro and kind of the process and the procedures and the routine that he was into on a daily basis. So the key there is that you can create your own routine. You just have to be organized. You have to make the schedule. You have to make time for it. But you do it one day, boom. Next day, same time. You're gonna take your 10 swings. Do your sprints. After dinner, you're gonna go off and you're gonna do, whatever. You just have to create the routine yourselves. We can give you guys all the things that you need to work on, but we can't. At this point, unless we get you into the building here, we can't force you into a routine. You guys
and
have.
It's funny. That's a good point, boss. That's a good point. Like Mike is saying, a daily routine. I got a daily routine with Wolford, and we already figure it out. Like we got one day of practice. The other day is to just chill out, do some exercise, do some conditioning, and I'm not doing the videos because I don't want to win the whole pizza party.
Oh, sure you do. You already told me you have like 100 videos you're gonna put in the last day.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the last day. Yeah, I don't want to put. When I put a video from Wilfred, I just do it just so people can follow it, and I don't mind. I don't mind if people go ahead and do the same routine we're doing. I'm just trying to help out on the routine side. If you do fielding, this is what you should be doing. If you do hitting, this is what we're doing, and you can follow up on that. And we're working everything because Wilfred has the same thing. He has to do school work online. That it was crazy for him because nobody was used to it, and he has video games that he loves to play because he loves to play video games. But this is how it is. If you don't do your conditioning time, you cannot play video games.
Yep.
That's how it is, and it's a simple routine
that
you just have to stick with it. And it will help out,
Yep.
And for me, sometimes I'm the one that missed the routine because I got a lot of stuff going on, setting up the interviews, setting up the thing for their dogs. That sometimes I'm the one that cannot comply with the routine.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a crazy.
So it's a maturation point for Wilfred because if he really wants to, and it's what we're hearing, guys, from every major league ball player that's out there, and people that even at the major league level they have a good routine, but they see some guys around them that have a much better routine. And guess what? It's always the people that are the best that have the tighter routines. The Mike Trouts, been watching stuff on TV. All the top guys have a routine and they adhere to it. So once again, parents are busy. Parents can help the players get into a routine. But it's basically the players that have to really want to take their game to the next level. They have to want to get into that routine. They have to want to work on things. And also with all the videos we've had on the pro softball and major league side is just the different drills that they used. I just saw something on TV the other day with Jenny Finch, and she kind of went through kind of drills that people can use. And guess what? It's videos that we've either brought forward, or it's drills that we've seen on our recordings with the softball girls and the major league ball players. It might be simple, but the thing is, if you watch this stuff, you can pick up one more thing you can do, one more piece you can put into your routine. So
it's funny how we go with all these players and talk with all these players that we're bringing with the interviews, and I have heard the same things we have been preaching for a long time, like catching the ball, bringing it to your chest, those things that pre-pitch.
Yep.
Pre-pitch. I heard the other day somebody talking about pre-pitch, and those things that we were preaching to our kids, and it's funny, like people do it. Like we don't have enough players to come to our interviews because why? Because they tell us in the mornings we're not available. We're working on our daily routine.
Yep.
So you're not going to see in the morning ball players on the major leagues trying to do interviews, trying to do lives and stuff, because they have a routine that they have to comply on the morning every single day.
Yep.
And there's no baseball. We don't know when baseball is going to start, but that's their job. They have to start that routine, and they have to be ready. So when they go ahead and say play ball, if they say play ball, they're ready. They cannot sit back and
that's the key. The players, boys and girls out there, you have to get into your routine. If you want us to help you pull a routine together, we can definitely do that. Parents, like I said, reach out to us. Players, reach out to us. We're here for you 100%. So we can help you pull a routine together, but we can't make you do it. So we'll definitely need you to do that. And then just one other quick thing was obviously the Edgar and Carlos Baerga, their hitting kind of video the other day. They had a live hitting thing that we kind of tied into, and it was some great stuff. I'm sure there's some things that we can pull out of it, but a lot of it's just the same stuff that we've been kind of teaching, which is great to hear. The strong points of the swing, swinging through the ball. I think the key is just getting drills to kind of tie, to make it all tighter and work with each player. But players keep sending the videos, because that's where you're going to get your feedback now. We're still jumping on every video that comes across, and we're still sending out information, feedback. So,
it's like
better.
It's like they're doing that in Puerto Rico now. They got this webinars going on, but it's funny. Like I was jumping into it, and when I would jump into it, I said, "Let me see," because it's funny. All the players that are there participating are still in baseball. So whatever you see now in baseball, it's going to be updated. So that's why I jumped in. They're going this week. It's in Spanish. Sorry if it's in Spanish. But the funny part is that they're players and coaches that are still active in major leagues.
Yep.
They're going to have Feliciano that we had on Dirt Dogs. Feliciano is going to be one of the speakers, talking about outfield and talking about coaching.
Nice.
So
we'll share that. We'll continue to share that stuff, because, like I said, I jumped in. I'm up to about 28% now that I can understand Spanish. So that's like 3 out of 10 words I can put together. But a lot of times, it's like even yesterday, it was all a lot of videos, a lot of photos, a lot of pictures of players. With certain formation diagrams and things like that. Where your arm should be, where your feet should be. So you can still get enough out of it to educate. So we'll continue to kind of put those out there too. Something to throw out there, Alex.
Yep.
All right, we once again talking baseball, guys. We can keep doing it. We can go and go and go. We had this wrapped up in 20 minutes, and here we are, 15 minutes later, still talking baseball. But that's how much we miss it. That's how much we miss you guys. That's how much we miss the parents, coaches, etc. So stay positive. Keep getting your work in. We're going to be looking at every angle to get things going before the 15th. Right now, the 15th is the line in the sand, but we're hoping to erase that line, and we'll keep you in touch as to how. All right, so Baseball, softball's religion. Look for that one. That's the next one we're going to try.
Got it.
Everyone, thank you.
Thank you, boss.
buddy.
Take care. Have a good
See ya.
day.